Hi, I'm here. I've just poured tea all over my desk, being the genius that I am. So we are going to be talking about basically SEO for Etsy. Now, it's not really called SEO on Etsy, but it's effectively what it is. So I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anybody comes, because I promised this for a couple of people, and I don't know if they're here or they've realised it's going on yet. So I'm just going to talk to myself and maybe mop a bit more tea off my desk. But anyway, is anyone coming? I don't know. Well, listen, I'm going to do this anyway because I've got like a download and everything for you. So basically, I was asked to do something about keywords on Etsy. Hello, who's that? Tell me. See if I can actually see it on here. It's not told me that there's a live going on yet. I don't know how to do this terribly well. No, that's me right in the corner. Oh, shit, how do I get back? Oh. So, right, okay, well, they've gone again now. Right, so what we're going to talk about is SEO for Etsy. And the reason we're going to do this is because there are basically, Etsy is fantastic in the fact it's got 26 million live users. So there's a huge, huge audience out there if you can get hold of them. The problem that you've got is that, sorry, come on, Sulin, bum in gear, I'm here talking. So the problem you've got is that you've got 26 million users that you can get your hands on. There's also 1.6 million active vendors. So basically you are in a bit of a competition. So there are various things that you can do to make sure that if you do them right, you're far more likely to actually appear in the places you want to appear. Hi! Who's that? It's still not told me that I'm live yet, so I can't actually find myself. Sulin, is that you? Give me a sign. Anyway, whoever it is, we're talking about SEO for Etsy. Start again. So SEO for Etsy, it's not really SEO, but it effectively has the same job. Now, SEO is, it stands for, very excitingly, search engine optimization. And what it means is if you sort of mess around with content and keywords and you play it right, it means that it optimizes your content, whatever content that is, and it shows you, hey Kevin, how are you? I'm still using that double creamer, by the way. Sorry, Kevin's my brother-in-law, so he was here, he was drinking lots of double cream in his coffee. So basically SEO, back to the SEO, search engine optimization, you need to actually use keywords in a very strategic way on Etsy if you are going to get as many eyes, and the right eyes, on your products as possible. So the opportunity is there's 26 million active users. The the opportunity is there's 26 million active users. The problem is there's 1.6 million active vendors. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that your content appears higher than anybody else's, because basically you've probably got about 10 pages before people lose interest. So you really need to appear in those first 10 pages, otherwise you've lost them. And basically some of these, if you put in the wrong keywords, you can be stuck at the end of like 265,000 pages. So it's really, really important to get this right. So what we're talking about here is we're talking about keywords. Now, keyword is basically the word that your potential buyer will type into the search bar at the top of Etsy. Now, if you do an experiment yourself, go to Etsy and type in something, type in one word and see how many results you get. And you're going to get hundreds and hundreds of thousands, because a lot of people, they just use single words, or at least it will pick up one word of the keyword phrases that people are using. So you've got to put yourself in the place of your buyer. What is your buyer going to be writing in that search bar to find the thing that you're selling? So if, for example, we take the example of jewellery. So typically people turn up and they go, right, okay, I want to look at necklaces. So they'll type in necklace and it will show you, 200,000 results. It'll show you 250 pages, and after that there'll be another 250 pages. Only goes up to 250 pages. And people will, because they've used just a single keyword, basically they'll be shown everything that has got anything to do with necklaces. So very quickly they're either going to get tired and bored and go away because they're not getting exactly what they want, or they'll start refining their keywords. And what they'll do is they'll say, right, okay, instead of saying necklace, they'll say long necklace, and they'll press, go. And Etsy will say, right, okay, here are the ones that have got long necklace. And that massive pool will, yay, Sulin, that massive pool will reduce radically, because they've gone from putting in necklace to long necklace. So they'll probably chutter on for that. They'll have a look at, look through a few less listings, and then they'll think, but it's not really the kind of long necklace that I want. So what they'll do then is they'll go, right, long necklace, silver, long silver necklace. So any listings that at that point have the words long silver necklace in that order will start showing up at the top of the pile. So then what happens is your user goes, yeah, well, there are long silver necklaces, but actually I want long silver necklaces with pearls and crystals. So they'll type in long silver necklaces with pearls and crystals, or they'll type in long silver necklaces, pearls, crystals. And at that point, you've gone from sort of 250 pages results or more to dramatically fewer. And if you can appear in the first 10 pages of those, dramatically fewer listings, at that point, you've got a much better chance of actually selling your stuff. So just to go through a little bit of terminology, a keyword can be a single word, or it can be a phrase. So you'll see keywords and keyword phrases, and they're interchangeable. And then you've got short tail keywords, which is typically one, possibly two words. And then you'll get longer tail. And the longer the phrase is, the longer tail the keyword phrase is. So the longer tail the keyword is. So what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we get the right words in the right place to describe exactly what you're trying to sell, so that the most people who are looking for that thing actually find them. So and the reason we want to do that, first of all, is because they'll actually see you. But second of all, if you start using long tail keywords, you will appear in the right place. So for example, if they're looking for long silver necklaces with pearls and crystals, and you've got your long tail keyword that says long silver necklace, pearls, crystals, and they see visually that they're actually getting what they're wanting. They've got the results they want. So they're far more likely to stick around and actually look through the listings, which means you've got a much better chance of actually getting their eyes on your stuff. And also, because you've labelled it right, they are going to be predisposed to be more enthusiastic about what you are showing them, because it's the right thing that they're looking for, if that makes a bit of sense. So, how can you use SEO to get more eyes on your products? Now, it's kind of a trick question, because if you get more eyes on your product, you might sell more stuff. if you get the right eyes on your products, you are definitely far more likely to sell more stuff, because you're giving them what they're looking for. They're not just scrolling past and thinking that's pretty and just carrying on. They're like, I was looking for a long silver necklace with pearls and crystals. I put that in, that's what showed up, that's what I'm interested in. So in order to do this, now we, in She Rules, we've done a lot of work on ideal buyers. And the reason why it's so important is because if you know who you're selling to, then you can use the right language to talk to them. And so you have to really imagine, what are these people, what are your potential buyers actually going to, what are they going to be typing in? Sorry, I don't have a ghost at the moment. I don't know. Zoom things put that a bit further back. So what are they going to be typing when they're looking for your stuff? So what are the words they are going to use? Now, this is where you go back to your avatar and you say, right, are they going to be using words that are relevant to their age? Does it matter? Are they going to be using words that are relevant to their location? Does it matter? Is there like some local slang that, you know that if you put that in and people use it, you'll know exactly who they are and they'll know exactly who you are? Is there language you can use that is very specific to a niche? So it could be a hobby, it could be a profession. I know, Sulim, for example, you could use language that's very specifically targets the demographic by a profession that you want to. So all those words, you've got to think about what they are, and then have a real think, what else could influence those specific words that you are typing in. So what you should do to start off with is just start writing phrases down that you think your potential buyer would type into the search bar in order to find your stuff. So just make a list, start off with, as many as you want to. I'd say at least 3 to 5, and then what you're going to go and do is you're going to go and do a little bit of fangirling, or otherwise known as stalking your competition. So what I would do at that point is I would say, right, okay, say I wanted to rank for something to do with long silver necklaces. I type in long silver necklace, and then I would have a look at all the people who came above me. And I would go into their listings one by one, and I would look at 3 different things. I'd look at what the first 3 words they've got in their title of their listing, because that is your primary real estate. Those are your top keywords. And then I'd check and see whether they're using those same words in the first sentence of their description. And then I'd check and see whether they're using the same words in their tags, because those 3 things together work in a sort of symphony to show Etsy that that's exactly what it is. And then I'd have a look at the rest of their title listing, because people obviously are wise to the fact that you can put more than one keyword in there. And I'd see what else they've done to describe what it is they're trying to sell. And then if you want to double check, you can actually go through their listing title and check and see whether those key phrases are also showing up further down in the description that they are putting in there. So I go through a few of those, as many as you want to, and I see if they have a better way of putting, or a more appropriate way of putting, what you're trying to sell. And then what I would do is I would have a look and see whether you can use some of that information to hopefully optimize. It's the optimize of the SEO, search engine optimization. You can optimize your own listings so that you've got the right thing showing in the right place. Now, something that's really, really important about keywords is keywords. If you have a key phrase, long silver necklace is a different keyword to silver necklace long. It's got to be in the same order. You can't assume that because it's the same words, it actually appears in the same way. So you've got to have your keywords that you choose. You've got to have them. You've got to keep them in the same order. So what you do find then, the other thing about that is if you have a long tail keyword, so long silver necklaces with pearls and crystals, I think you can only get 3, possibly 4 words in a tag. So what you have to do is you have to start chunking it down. So going back to the example, long silver necklaces, pearls, crystals. So your first keyword would be long silver necklace. And then you would go silver necklace pearls, silver necklace crystals. And then you'd have long necklace pearls, long necklace crystals, and then you'd have necklace pearls crystals. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep your keywords in the same order, but sort of chop them into segments. And if you can manage to do that with your keyword phrase, then you will stand a much better chance of actually getting the right people looking at your stuff. So something I would say is, first of all, separate them out with separate them out with commas in the title so people can easily visually actually see what your keywords are. And the other thing is, even if you see that somebody's using a really cool keyword but it doesn't apply to what you're doing, don't use it, because you're just going to piss people off. If they're looking for something and you think, oh, I'll get more eyes on my stuff, if it's not what they're looking for, hey, hi Michelle, how are you? Then it's not going to work. So it's really, really important that you only use the keywords that are actually relevant to what you're trying to sell. So I was going to say something else as well about that. Joining words like with and are kind of irrelevant, so don't worry about those. The other things that you could do, if you are broadly selling the same thing the whole time, you could consider updating the name of your shop to include those keywords. You could include those keywords in your tagline of your shop, in the description of it, because all of this adds up to you appearing higher up these rankings the whole time. And the other thing apparently that works with with Etsy is, as long as you are constantly putting new products on there, they will push you. As long as you're getting good feedback, and as long as you are getting lots of reviews. So the other thing that I would suggest is, every time you send something out, and I might be teaching you to suck eggs here, every time you send something out, that's your prime real estate to actually try and get some feedback from your clients. So you could say, right, okay, here is a coupon to use for July 4th or whatever. It's only going to work for this week. And, I'd really appreciate a review to let me know whether you like this or not. So use every opportunity to try and get some feedback from your clients. Not only because it works really well from a SEO point of view, it's going to get your listings shown more because they're seeing you've got more interaction, but also because obviously if you're getting a good response, then you do more of that. If you're getting a bad response, then you do less of it. I was going to say something else about, I've got my notes here about I can't find it. But anyway, what I would say is I have, if it helps, I have got a download with all of this stuff, all of this content. It's 4 pages long. It's got action tips on it, and nice. I love a list. So there's like lists of things that you can do, checklists. If you want to get hold of it, if you go to, sherules.online/Etsy, then it will be there, and you can just download it. The other thing I would say is, if you want some more help identifying exactly who your customer is, I've got a live version of the quest coming up. I think it starts on the 2nd of September. So it's a free 5-day challenge, and what we do is we go through very specifically identify who you really want to work with, who are your ideal customers, and then we actually create a lead magnet for them. So you end up after 5 days with, a lead magnet that works like magic. And if you want to get on that, the application form is shoerules.online/the-quest. So I think that's it. Unless somebody's got any questions, I think that's it for me. This is obviously via replay at some point. You're going to have a lot of me sort of sitting and talking to my brother-in-law to start off with. But if you've got any questions now, please, let me know if you've got any comments now. Or alternatively, if you put any comments underneath this after you've watched it, I'll try and answer them. But other than that, thank you very, very much for your time. I hope it was helpful. And thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.